injuries resulting from such mishaps. For safety's sake tonight, please be aware.
From Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, Alaska, it is game number 24 as the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks take on the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks in a 7 o'clock p.m. contest tonight. Andrew Alex, I'm here alongside Garrett Mansfield. We'll hear from Garrett in a little while, but the story of last night's game was the bats came alive for the Chinooks. Everyone in the starting lineup collecting a hit, multi-hit days from Michael Staudinger, Patrick Cromwell, 3 hits from David Morton, an RBI double from Andrew Mogg. You know, so hard it was actually impossible for us to pick a player of the game, really and truly. But tonight, the cross-divisional matchup with the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks, when the Chinooks made the trip up to Fairbanks, they took a 3-game sweep. And tonight, they are sending out Luke Ikesy in his first start. Ikesy yet to pitch a college game, but the number 6 player out of high school in the state of Arizona out here tonight trying to face the Alaska Goldpanners, shut him down. Ikesy, a native of Arizona, headed to play his college baseball at the University of Alabama, Birmingham this summer. And he faces a Goldpanner team that is last in the standings, despite the fact that they're a 2-time defending Alaska Baseball League champion. And this Goldpanner roster has a couple different faces from when we saw them. And the lineup for the Goldpanners today, leading off Matt Gililich, batting second J.D. Hearn, batting third Austin Bush, the designated hitter. Batting fourth will be Rene Martinez. The catcher, Brian Lees, batting fifth. The left fielder, Scooter Bynum, batting sixth. Batting seventh will be the shortstop, Spencer Nielsen. The right fielder, Riley Roberts, batting eighth. And Malik Jones in the 9-hole playing third base. Now the defense behind Luke Ikesy. Catching will be Andrew Mogg at third base, Patrick Cromwell, shortstop, Hunter Hanks, Will Bassett, second base, Michael Staudinger at first. Left field, Cam Baronic, center field, Dave Morton. And in right, Jacob Brobst. So we're just about set to get things underway here at Lee Jordan Field. And leading things off for the Goldpanners is going to be Matt Gililich. Gililich from Pepperdine comes into the game batting .207 in Alaska Baseball League play. But we're just about ready for first pitch here. The Chinooks trying to get back to 500 tonight. And Luke Ikesy, his first start in the Alaska Baseball League. And the umpire says play ball. The first pitch of tonight's ball game is in there for a called strike one. And Garrett Mansfield making an impressed face at Ikesy's pitch there. The 0-1, swing and a miss. And Ikesy, I know it's just 2 pitches in. He looks good tonight. So now the count 0-2 on Matt Gililich. The Pepperdine wave awaits the 0-2 from Ikesy. The pitch, and that just misses the outside corner. So that moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count 1-2. Ikesy, the windup, delivers. And that's popped up, foul ball out of play.
And that foul ball sponsored by Edward Jones Financial Investments.
So we're still at 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Ikesy shaking off Mogg a couple of times. The 1-2, swing and a miss, and Ikesy gets the first batter of the ball game. So now 1 down in the top of the first inning, and the batter's going to be J.D. Hearn.
Number 4, Justin Hearn.
Hearn comes into the game batting .125 on the year, but just 8 at-bats in Alaska Baseball League play. The first pitch to Hearn, and that's knocked to the shortstop, Hunter Hanks. It's going to get right past him, a base hit. And the first hit of the ball game allowed by Luke Eichsey. So now a man on first with one out. And that's going to bring up Austin Bush. Austin Bush out of the University of California, Santa Barbara.
Number 34, Austin Bush.
And Austin Bush, one of those guys in this league who just has an intimidating presence when he walks into the box. So now Bush steps in, runner on first base. The first pitch from Eichsey. Curveball in there for a called strike. So now the count 0-1. Eichsey looks over to the runner at first, and he's going to step off. Time is called. And a lot of responsibility on Virginia Tech's catcher Andrew Mogg to kind of get Eichsey through this game. The 0-1 and a pitch out there. But the runner, Hearn, retreats back to first base. So the count, 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here at Lee Jordan Field in Chugiaka. Cloudy skies, the Chinooks playing their second game here in 2 days. Last night they defeated the Anchorage Glacier Pilots 7-3. The 1-1 deal. And that's a foul ball down the first base line. So now the count 1-2 on Austin Bush. And California, Santa Barbara, a school that had a little bit of interest in Cam Baronic. But with Cam Baronic's eligibility still in question, no idea whether he'll be able to do that. And Bush rips that one into right field. Chasing back is Jacob Brost. And the runner's going to come around to score. The throw to the plate will be not in time. So just like that, an RBI double from Austin Bush into right field drives in the first run of the game for the Goldpanners. So 1-0 in favor of the Goldpanners here tonight.
Batting for the Goldpanners, number 14, Rene Martinez.
An RBI double from Austin Bush. And now Rene Martinez to the plate. Rene Martinez from El Camino Compton comes into the game batting .288. Early in the season with a small sample size. Was leading the Alaska Baseball League in hitting. As a curveball from Eichsey comes in there for a called strike 1. So the count 0-1 with 1 out. The runner at second, Austin Bush. The Goldpanners lead by a score of 1-0. Nothing in 1. Eichsey pitches. And breaking ball in the dirt. Taken all the way for a ball there by Rene Martinez. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Austin Bush stands at second. Eichsey delivers. And that's going to be upstairs ball 2. The 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be upstairs ball 3. So Eichsey falling behind in this count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Eichsey started off the game getting Matt Gillilich swinging, but a single from J.D. Hearn and a double from Austin Bush, giving the Goldpanners a quick lead here. But Eichsey's pitch there in there for a called strike. So now the count moves 3 balls, 2 strikes. A full count on Rene Martinez. The 3-2. And Martinez staying alive in this at-bat, fouls that one right back into the screen as the speedy bat boy Pi Beck going to grab the ball there. So full count again. Eichsey's trying to stop the bleeding here. And he doesn't throw that one as he looks back to Austin Bush. 3-2 the count. 1-0 in favor of the Goldpanners with one out here in the top of the first. Runner at second. The pitch, and Rene Martinez drills that one into deep center field. Going back is Dave Morton, and that ball drops right in front of the fence. Coming around to score is Austin Bush, and standing at second with an RBI double is Rene Martinez, and now the Goldpanners lead 2-0. 3 consecutive hits, giving the Goldpanners an early lead here, and out comes pitching coach Chris Beck, and we look to the bullpen, and it's Shane Armstrong.
Yeah, unfortunate for Luke. I mean, he looked very good against Gelilich, and then coming back, Hearn, Bush, and now Martinez with all 3 with base hits and solid base hits. I mean, he's working good around the plate, getting guys to 2 strikes, but unable to finish them off, and I think that's really what Chris Beck's coming out here to talk with them about and get a strategy to how to finish off some of these hitters, because he has no problem getting ahead of them.
And we remember the Chinooks falling behind early in this game. Not too much of an issue. If you remember one of the games in Fairbanks against the Goldpanners, the Chinooks fell behind 4-0 in Grant Page's worst start of the year, but ended up coming back to win. First pitch, and that's drilled into center field. Chasing is Dave Morton, and he gets there. So the second out. Dave Morton has to track some ground out there in center field, but he gets Brian Lees with the snag in center. So now 2 down here in the top of the first.
All these guys are barreling up baseballs against Ikesty. I mean, he's getting guys out. But
so now Scooter Bynum to the plate. Scooter Bynum out of Arizona Western. He's a native of Fairbanks. Was the Alaska State Player of the Year in both football and basketball in high school. First pitch to Bynum, fouled back. And of course, foul balls here are sponsored by Edward Jones of Edward Jones Financial Investments. More specifically, Gavin Reeb of Edward Jones Financial Investments. So the count is 0-1 on Scooter Bynum. The pitch. And Bynum just tips that one. So the count, 0-2. With 2 down, Rene Martinez at second. And I see ahead in the count here on Bynum, trying to stop the bleeding here in the top of the first. Give the Chinooks bats a chance to get out there. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Luke Ikesty gets Scooter Bynum swinging to retire the side for the Goldpanners in the top of the first, but the boys from Fairbanks score 2. And now let's check out the lineup for the Chinooks. Hitting first and playing third base, Patrick Cromwell. The designated hitter, Matt Ferrudo, batting second. Batting third and playing left field will be Cam Baronic. The catcher, Andrew Mogg, batting fourth. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Michael Staudinger. Batting sixth, the center fielder, famous Dave Morton. Batting seventh, plays second base, will be Will Bass. Hunter Hanks playing short and batting eighth. And in the 9-hole will be the right fielder, the Ohio State Buckeye, Jacob Brost. And, of course, the pitcher tonight for the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks will be Joe Wills. And Wills, his last time out, not the outing of his career, to say the least. He was the starter in that game where the Peninsula Oilers eventually scored 18 runs. And his line in that one, 4 2/3 innings pitched and 10 earned runs. 12 hits allowed, he struck out 3. But, of course, he faced the Chinooks back on June the 16th, and through 5, he allowed 3 earned runs, 5 runs in total, allowing 9 hits. So let's see if the Chinooks can continue their success against this guy, Joe Wills, and their success in general against the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks, and leading things off for them tonight will be Patrick Cromwell. Cromwell out of Santa Ana College. comes into the game batting 188, 8 RBIs. But the key stat to look at if you're a Chinooks fan is Cromwell is 7 for his last 18, including 2 hits in last night's ball game. So the California kid gonna come up and try to lead things off for the Chinooks. Cromwell batting from the left side,
Coming to the plate for your Chinooks, number 8.
facing against the righty Joe Wills. The first pitch from Joe Wills is grounded to the second baseman, and it gets right under his glove. So Patrick Cromwell is aboard to lead off the game, and we're going to put that down as an error, as that went right under the glove of the second baseman, J.D. Hearn. So now with a runner on first, Matt Ferrudo to the plate. Patrick Cromwell takes his lead at first, and Joe Wills quickly checking him up there. But just to get a description on that last play, really just a routine ground ball hit by Patrick Cromwell just under the glove of J.D. Hearn. And the first pitch, Ferrudo rips into deep left field, but under it to make the grab is Scooter Bynum. So Patrick Cromwell trots back to first base and 1 down here. And coming up to the plate is Cam Baronic. But Matt Ferrudo really got a piece of that one. And if that's telling of the kind of contact that the Chinooks are going to make tonight against this guy, the Fish are in good shape. So 1 on, 1 down. Here in the bottom of the first, the Chinooks trail by a score of 2-0 at the hands of the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. Cam Baronic to the plate. Baronic has reached base in all 15 games he's played this season. First pitch to Baronic. Bounces in the dirt. The catcher, Brian Lee, scooping it up. So the count 1-0. Sun's out, guns out, Cam Baronic. And talk about an X-Factor type of guy for the Fish this season. Leads the team in runs scored. The count 1-0. The pitch. And Baronic takes that on the outside, and he's ahead in the count 2-0. Baronic's teammate Patrick Cromwell takes his lead. Wills. Sets. Delivers. And that's low. 3-0. Now in the game when Wills allowed 10 earned runs, he only walked 2 batters. So the 3-0 pitch. And Baronic taking all the way there, watches it sail in for a called strike. So now the count 3 balls, 1 strike. With 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Chinooks trailing 3-0. The 3-1. And Baronic grounds that one into the gap past the first baseman, Austin Bush. So now the Fish have men on first and second with nobody out. A single from Cam Baronic, the first hit of the game for the Fish. And that's going to bring up the Filipino phenom, Andrew Mogg. Mogg, the catcher out of Virginia Tech. Still leading the Alaska Baseball League in home runs.
Batting for the Chinooks, number 10, Andrew Mogg.
Guy that hit a home run, went 3 for 10 in that series against the Goldpanners, drove in 4. Now he's got a big shot to do the same here. A couple of guys from Santa Ana aboard for the Fish.
And, of course, his game-changing RBI double last night. So the count 0-0. First pitch to Andrew Mogg on the inside. Men on first and second, 1 out. A 1-0 count to Andrew Mogg, the Windermere, Florida native. And Joe Wills, the pitcher, struggling to find the strike zone. The 1-0. And Mogg grounds that softly, and that's going to stay fair. That That ball tiptoed up the first base line on the chalk on what really should have been a foul ball, but the runners advance. So now with men on second and third, Michael Staudinger to the plate, and talk about a guy that had a lot of success when the Fish were in Fairbanks.
Yeah, he went 7-12 in that series and drove in 3. So, I mean, a Panner killer, really and truly had a big series and really starting to hit the ball well right now. He's up to hitting 247 again. Went 2 for 4 with an RBI last night.
And 2 guys to the plate that had big days last night, and Dave Morton and Michael Staudinger. First pitch to Staudinger, big swing and a miss. He looks like he wanted to send that one up Bear Mountain. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. The Fish trail 2-0. The count 0-1 on Michael Staudinger out of Azusa Pacific University. The 0-1 pitch, and Staudinger grounds that one to the second baseman, J.D. Hearn. The throw to first will be in time to retire the side. So no runs on 1 hit. 1 man left aboard for the Chinooks, and after 1 inning of play, they trail 2-0. We'll be right back for the top of the second. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. So Luke Heisey back up to the mound for his second inning of work here and leading things off for the Goldpanners this inning will be Spencer Nielsen. Spencer Nielsen, the shortstop out of Concordia, Irvine. Nielsen comes into the game batting 179 on the year. The first pitch from Heisey is lifted into deep left field. Going back is Kambaronic at the wall. Makes the grab for the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the second inning. Spencer Nielsen hit what would have maybe been a home run in Fairbanks, at least last year. But all that counts for is out number 1, but really getting hit hard here. First pitch from Heisey. Good movement in the zone. The count 0-1. He's either blowing it by guys or allowing great contact. No real in between here. And the 0-1 from Heisey just misses the zone. So the count 1-1 here with 1 out. The Chinooks trail 2-0 in the top of the second inning. Heisey sets, delivers. And that misses on the outside, so the count 2-1. And as I was saying earlier, very important for the veteran catcher Andrew Mott to help Heisey through this one. The young gun. 2-1 pitch, and that's low ball 3. So Heisey falling behind in the count again, 3-1. And there you can see Armstrong tossing in the bullpen yet again. The 3-1 deal. And Heisey grounds that one to the shortstop, Hunter Hanks. Hanks' throw to first will be in time for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down for Luke Heisey here in the top of the second inning, and he's going to see the number 9 hitter, Malik Jones,
Batting for the Goldpanners, number 28, Malik Jones.
Jones from Cal State Bakersfield, batting 143 on the year. First pitch to Jones, taken on the outside in the dirt. The count 1-0. The pitch, and that just misses on the inside. So Ikesy falling behind in this one again, 2-0. And Ikesy, a soft-spoken guy. And Jones rips that one into deep left field, but under it to make the grab is Cam Baronic for the third out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Luke Ikesy, and despite getting hit hard a couple of times, no damage added, no runs on, no hits, and nobody left aboard for the Goldpanners here in the top of the second inning, and we're going to go to the bottom of the second. But just a reminder that this broadcast is brought to you by BP, yes, British Petroleum. They are powering Alaska's future. And now we're going to give you a quick word on social media. Just a reminder that you can keep in touch with the Chinooks all season long online. The team's official website is www.cerchinooks.com for everything Chinooks, including the team's schedule, rosters, photo, and the history of AIA baseball in Alaska. If you're on Facebook, give the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks a like and follow the team on Twitter at CER Chinooks. New to this year is our live video broadcasting stream. If you're on Google+, you can add us to your circle and tune in each night to hear myself and Garrett Mansfield bring the games to you. We try to make you feel like you're right there at the game. And just a quick shout out to a listener from Glen Ridge, New Jersey. A beautiful young girl, Kendall Smith from Colby College. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And thank you for your support of the Chinooks. But into the bottom of the second we go, and leading off things for the Chinooks, Dave Morton, famous Dave Morton, the pride of Cincinnati. And Dave Morton walks up to Glory Days. Morton, of course, visited by his parents tonight. And what a day that famous Dave had yesterday, going 3 for 4, grabbing himself an RBI. The first pitch to famous Dave from Joe Wills is taken just on the outside. That's going to be ball 1, so 1-0 to Morton. And Morton lifts that one into deep right field, going back at the wall, and it's gone! A home run for famous Dave Morton! Caleb Potter's gym workout, is that working out for you, Dave? And he sends one over the right field wall, his first home run of the year, a solo shot for Dave Morton, puts the Chinooks on the board in this one. Cincinnati, can you hear us tonight? Wow. And that's not someone that you pick in your home run pool. But Dave Morton blasts one over the right field fence. And the first pitch to Will Bass is grounded to the second baseman. It's a 4-3 out. But Dave Morton, I can hardly catch my breath. So now with one down and the Chinooks trailing 2-1, Hunter Hanks to the plate. First pitch to Hunter Hanks, taken on the outside, ball 1. And Hunter Hanks takes that one for a called strike. The count, 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. The pitch, a big swing and a miss from Hunter Hanks. So the count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. But how great has Dave Morton been playing? That makes him 7 for his last 16. The 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Hunter Hanks goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
for your Chinooks, number 23, Jacob Brooks.
Now Jacob Brooks from Ohio State to the plate. The first pitch to Brooks. Swing and a miss. Strike one. The 0-1. And that's in the dirt. So that brings the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. On Jacob Brooks. Brooks, the right fielder from Ohio State. Of course, one of the Chinooks leaders in batting average. 3 for 13 in the month of July. And Brooks takes that one in the dirt. Ball 2. So the count moves to 2-1 with 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. The Chinooks trail 2-1. So that ball is taken on the lower outside corner, and now the count moves to 3-1. A hitter's count for Jacob Brooks. Joe Wills struggling to find the strike zone in this at-bat, the 3-1, and Brooks fouls that one right back into the screen, and the count's going to go full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. The Chinooks trail 2-1. The windup and the pitch. And Brooks takes that one on the outside, ball 4, so he's going to trot on over to first base, and now Patrick Cromwell to the plate, seeing if he can find a little 2-out magic here for the Chinooks. Cromwell reached on an error his last time up. He has 7 hits in his last 19 at-bats, really getting that batting average up. The California kid, his parents in attendance, of course, they gave me and Garrett good luck avocados last night. All the way from California, and it worked pretty well the first game. So first pitch to Cromwell. Check swing, they say he goes. So the count 0-1 on Patrick Cromwell with Jacob Brooks standing at first base. 2 down here. In the bottom of the second, Dave Morton's solo home run led off this one. The 0-1, and Brooks is going to go. The throw to second will be not in time. So Jacob Brooks slides into second, grabs a bag there. And now Patrick Cromwell is going to work with a runner in scoring position. Oh, 2 the count. The pitch. And Cromwell takes away. The count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jacob Brooks, the man at second, taking his lead. The pitch. And that one gets past the catcher, Brian Lees, and Jacob Brooks is going to advance 90 feet over to third. So now any kind of hit will score Jacob Brooks here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. The tying run 90 feet away. But the Chinooks also 1 strike away from being put down in this one. And that pitch is taken on the outside, so the count goes full on Patrick Cromwell. Matt Ferrudo stands at the on-deck circle. 3-2 the count. Will sets, delivers. Ball 4. So Patrick Cromwell is going to trot on over to first base, and now it's going to be Matt Ferrudo to the plate.
Batting for the Chinooks, number 9, Matt Ferrudo.
Ferrudo, 0 for 1, but he was about 10 yards away from putting one out of here. Less than that, actually, probably about 10 feet. And with runners at first and third, Ferrudo with the opportunity to get the Chinooks back in this game. The first pitch to Ferruto, and he lays down bunt down the third base line. Running to first is Matt Ferruto. The throw to first is just in time. Beat him by about half a step. So the Chinooks, 1 run on 1 hit, 2 men left aboard. And after 2 innings of play, the Chinooks trail 2-0. We don't go anywhere. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. And now we are heading into the top of the 3rd inning. Luke Eigsty out here for another inning of work at Lee Jordan Field. The Chinooks trailing 2-1. The first pitch from Eigsty, and that bounces in the dirt, taken on the outside by Matt Gelilich. The count 1-0. Eigsty sets, delivers, swing and a miss. And of course, his first time up, Matt Gelilich went down swinging. The count 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. The Chinooks trail 2-1. The pitch, and that's ripped to the second base. Will Bass with the impressive grab, tosses it to first to Michael Staudinger for the first out of the inning. An impressive play defensively by Will Bass. Sliding in, making the grab, turning, and throwing it over to Michael Staudinger at first. And your average second baseman not going to be able to make that as cleanly as Will Bass just did. So now J.D. Hearn to the plate. He singled his last time up, ended up coming around to score. And the first pitch to Hearn taken in the dirt. Ball 1. Well, 1-0 pitch. And that's grounded to the shortstop, Hunter Hanks. Hanks throws to first. Michael Staudinger makes the grab for the second out of the inning. So 4-3, 6-3 to start off the top of the 3rd inning. And now it's going to be Austin Bush. Austin Bush, his last time up. An RBI double off his bat, gave the Goldpanners their first lead of the game. He ended up coming around to score after another RBI double from Rene Martinez the next time up. First pitch curveball from Luke Eigsty in there for a called strike. The count 0-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. The Chinooks trailing 2-1 to the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. Eigsty sets the 0-1, swing and a miss. So Luke Eigsty quickly getting ahead in the count on Austin Bush. The 0-2, and that's ripped to the shortstop, Hunter Hanks. Hanks catches it on the bounce. The throw to first. Michael Staudinger makes the grab. Another ground out. So 3 straight ground outs, and in the top of the 3rd, the side retired for the Alaska Goldpanners. A 1-2-3 inning for Luke Eigsty. No runs on no hits. Nobody left aboard. And now we're going to head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And while we're at it, we're going to check out the league scoreboard for around the Alaska Baseball League. Of course, we're not the only team in action tonight. At Herman Brothers Field, it's the top of the third between the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Matsu Miners. And in that one, they are all scoreless. Top three. And at Mulcahy Field in beautiful downtown Anchorage, Alaska, the Anchorage Bucks taking on the Peninsula Oilers. And early in that one, top of the third inning, a 1-0 lead for the Anchorage Bucks. So the only cross-divisional matchup in the Alaska Baseball League is happening right here, right now at Lee Jordan Field on a cloudy afternoon. And the recap of the game so far. Top of the first inning, 3 straight hits for the Goldpanners give them 2 runs, but the Chinooks responded in the bottom of the second with a solo home run from Dave Morton. And that's where we stand right now. The Goldpanners with 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. The Fish with 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. And now in the bottom of the third, Cam Baranik's going to come up and try to get things going for the Fish.
Batting for your Chinooks, number 7, Cameron Baranik.
Baranik with the only other hit other than Morton's solo home run. He's singled back in the first, which means that he has now reached safely in still every game he's played. First pitch from Joe Wills. Paints the outside corner, a called strike. The 0-1 delivery. And that one bounces in the dirt. Moves the count to 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out here. The Goldpanners lead 2-1 in this contest in the bottom of the third inning. The 1-1. And Baranik grounds that one right to the pitcher, Wills. Coming is the second baseman, Hearn. He can't make the throw. Baranik safe at first. An infield hit, his second of the day. And now the Chinooks with a man on and nobody out. And the batter is going to be the Filipino phenom, Andrew Mogg.
For your Chinooks, number 10, Andrew Mogg.
Moggy grounded out on what looked like it would have been a foul ball, a ball that kind of tiptoed up the line and just ended up in the glove of the first baseman, Austin Bush. He just stepped on the bag, and that was that for his first turn. And Joe Wills checks Cam Baranik at first, trying to keep reasonable expectations for Baranik, but we all know that Baranik is a threat to steal. The first pitch, Moggy takes a strike on the outside corner. Count 0-1. Cam Baranik stands at first with nobody out here. And Moggy steps back into the box. The 0-1. And same spot. Moggy takes again, so the count 0-2. Will's getting ahead in the count on Andrew Mogg. And the 0-2 pitch. And Mogg takes on the outside for a ball, so that moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, and a runner on first base. Here in the bottom of the third inning, the Chinooks trying to even the score at least. Here in the bottom of the third. And Mogg takes again on the outside, so that evens the count 2-2. And if Dave Morton can go yard off this guy, I'm sure Andrew Mogg can do just fine if he finds the right pitch. And Mogg fouls the curveball off his bat into the screen. So that's going to keep the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And Mogg rips that one into center field. Coming under it is the center fielder, Gililich, to make the grab for the first out of the inning. So 1 down for the Fish. Andrew Mogg flies out to center. And now Michael Staudinger to the plate. Staudinger, his first time up, grounded out to a 4-3 to end the bottom of the first inning of play. But Staudinger, of course, with some real success against this Goldpanner team and trying to continue it here. The first pitch to Stauds. Takes that one in the zone, 0-1. The count 0-1. The pitch from Wills. And Staudinger pops that one up sky high. Jones under it, makes the grab for the second out of the inning. So now with 2 down and a man on first, Dave Morton back to the plate.
Number 5, Dave Morton.
Dave Morton, his last time up, hit a bomb shot over the capstone sign in right field and put the fish on the board. Of course, if he does that again, it could give the Chinooks a lead. That would give the Chinooks a lead, but of course, Dave Morton, not really an established power hitter by any means. First pitch to Morton, taken on the outside, ball 1. Dave Morton getting into his groove at the right time here in the month of July. Wills checks the first base runner, Cam Baronic. Baronic scurries back there. 1-0 the count to Dave Morton, 2 outs in the bottom of the third. The pitch. And Morton takes that one upstairs. So the count 2-0 to famous Dave. And Morton grounds that one lightly to the second baseman, Austin Hearns. His toss to first will be in time to get Dave Morton. So after 3, the score still 2-1. The Chinooks with no runs on 1 hit, no errors. And after 3 innings of play, the Chinooks still trail 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right with you for the top of the 4th. You are listening to Chinooks Radio.
Rene Martinez, Brian Lees, and Scooter Bynum will hit here in the top of the 4th inning for the Alaska Goldpanners. And the Chinooks trailing the Painters 2-1 as Luke Eichste back to the hill working a pair of shutout innings here in the 2nd and the 3rd innings. Will have to do something against the last guy that hit off of him. That was Rene Martinez in the first, an RBI double. Eichste winds it up, and here's the first offering, and he just misses away, ball 1. To Rene Martinez. Martinez digging back in there. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball from Eichste. That dips in there for strike 1. Rene Martinez out of El Camino Captain. Hit .380 this last year. Not too bad. He went to UC Irvine the year before transferring. There's ball that skips in the dirt, makes it 2-1. And Martinez just like Cam Baronic, starting at UC Irvine before transferring out. And he pops this ball on the infield. Michael Staudinger up the first base line, is underneath of it and makes the catch. And now 9 in a row sat down by Luke Eichste all of a sudden. Luke had a little bit of an issue settling in to begin the ball game, giving up 3 straight hits that are the 2 runs for the Goldpanners, but ever since then he has settled right down. Next up, designated hitter at the University of Akron and Brian Lees. Lees looking first pitch, breaking ball, misses downstairs from Eichste, ball 1. Luke will be a freshman at UAB next year, coming out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Here's the 1-0 offering, and Eichste fires it down in the dirt. Ball 2 to Lees. Icy really getting his first action since June 21st. Saw the Goldpanners. Blees on the ground, two-hopper to the shortstop, Hunter Hanks. Throw from deep short in plenty of time for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Scooter Bynum with 2 outs. Icy worked a scoreless inning against the Anchorage Bucks. That was on the summer solstice, a game that the Chinooks won 6-1 at Mulcahy Field. And other than that, has really been worked. Here's the first offering, and Scooter Bynum pops this one up a mile high, left side of the infield. Michael Stoniger under it again, and Luke Eichste sits down the Goldpanners in order for the 3rd straight inning. He has settled in nicely. He just needs some run support. Chinooks trailing 2-1 going into the bottom of inning number 4, getting a check of things around the league. This scoreboard update brought to you by the Alaska Club. That's where the Chinooks work out in Eagle River. You should too. Anchorage, the Glacier Pilots have gotten 2 quick runs against the Matsu Miners in the 4th inning. That game's still on top of the 4th. And other than that, the Peninsula Oilers leading 2-1. They get back a run from the Bucks. That game's in the top of the 4th inning. And then the Painters 2-1 over the Chinooks here in Chugiak. So the away team and all 3 of the games around the league have fared pretty nicely. And getting a look ahead to tomorrow night. Just 2 games in action. The Glacier Pilots will play the Peninsula Oilers. The Fairbanks Goldpanners will get a day off tomorrow before they play the Bucks. Or actually, they head home and play the Bucks. And the Buccos will be up there for probably a good week. And that's one of the disadvantages of being in a division with the 2 largest separated teams in the Peninsula Oilers and the Alaska Goldpanners. The Anchorage Bucks right in the middle, having a 3-hour trip to Kenai and then a 7.5-hour trip to Fairbanks. So we go to the bottom of inning number 4 as Joe Wills has allowed at least 1 hit in all 3 innings, and he'll face Will Bass to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Will at a Wayland Baptist. Here's the pitch from Joe Wills. That's outside ball 1. Will Bass hitting up to 175 now. Went a double and a run last night. And he hits a line drive high and deep to right, but was out in front of it. And Will Bass, they'll just go down as strike 1, but that had plenty of distance on it. Had quite got around on it. In Fairbanks, earlier last month, Will went 2 for 10. That pitch way inside, goes to the backstop, goes 2-1 the count on Will Bass. Bass will be followed by Hunter Hanks and Jacob Brobst in this inning. 2-1 ball game here in beautiful Loretta French Park, downtown Chugiak, Alaska. Bass hits a number up the center of the field, and making a play is J.D. Hearn, but he can't come up with it, and Will Bass will be aboard on an error by the second baseman, J.D. Hearn, and that's the second one of the day by the second baseman for Fairbanks.
And J.D. Hearn having a little bit of trouble over there at second. 2 errors, and then there was the ball that he just couldn't get there in time. Ended up having to hold it. That was an infield hit for Veronic.
35th error on the season by the Goldpanners, and they've only played 17 regular season games. So Hearn allowing the second runner to get aboard, and Hunter Hanks squares the bunt, drops it foul, first base side of things. Trying to get Will Bass in scoring position. He represents the tying run. The Chinooks having to play a little bit of makeup. Couple of quick runs for the Goldpanners in the first inning. Hearn, Austin Bush, and Martinez, 3 straight hits, 2 RBIs among them. The Panthers ahead 2-1. Hanks already squaring the bunt. He drops it down first base side, and a beauty. Rene Martinez inside of first base has it, and a throw on to Bush at first is in time, but that'll move ahead Will Bass to second base.
Off the bat, number 23, Jacob Groves.
So with a runner in scoring position now, Jacob Brobes with one out. First offering to Brobes down and inside. Ball one. Brobes went 4 of 11 in the series in Fairbanks. Also 3 of 13 in the month of July. Had a hit last night as well. The 1-0 to the Buckeye, and he hits it high in the air, left side of the infield. Bush and the catcher Martinez giving chase, and it's going to be Martinez, the catcher, making the grab near the opening of the Goldpanners dugout. That brings the top of the order in Patrick Cromwell. Cromwell with reaching on an error and a walk his first 2 times to the plate. And as of right now, Cromwell just getting aboard at a torrid pace since being moved to the top of the order. His on-base percentage is .289, but his batting average at .188 coming into play. He hits this one in the air behind home plate. Martinez gives it a look, and it's just going to get out of play for strike one. So Cromwell, his OBP is 100 points higher than his batting average. Both will be climbing if he continues to hit like he does. Last night, Cromwell got aboard three times on a pair of singles and a walk. Got aboard on 3 walks the night before. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch from Wills, and Cromwell turns out, hits it deep to right field. This is going to get down and go to the wall. Coming in to score is Will Bass. Cromwell rounding second base. He's going to go for 3. Bass will score the tying run, and Cromwell slides into third with a game-tying triple, his second triple of the year. Give him RBI number 9.
And the California kid delivering just what the Fish needed there. And what a month of July this guy is having, Garrett. Talk about a complete turnaround. Late June, he couldn't seem to hit the ball at all. But a new month and a new Patrick Cromwell. And this guy is producing for the Chinooks in the leadoff spots in ways that we could not have imagined just a few weeks ago.
A new ball game, 2-2. Here's Matt Ferrito, takes first pitch. Strike on the outside corner. 9 RBIs for Patrick Cromwell. Number 2 on the club behind this man, Matt Ferrito. Ferrito takes that pitch. A low one inside, makes it a 1-1 count. A run in the second, a run in the fourth now. Ferrito hits that one softly back to the mound. Wills has it on 2 hops, throws the first for the out. Then that retires the side, but not before the Chinooks can tie the ball game. After 4, the Chinooks 2, the Goldpanners 2. We'll be right back with the 5th. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. To the fifth inning we go. New pitcher on the hill for the Chinooks and Shane Armstrong. He will face Spencer Nielsen, Riley Roberts, and Malik Jones, the bottom third of the Goldpanners order. And Armstrong fires the first pitch of the ball game from him and the outside part of the plate for strike one. Shane, out of Hillsdale College, a second-year Chinook, breaking ball just off the left shoulder of Nielsen. That's ball one.
And, of course, with Shane being in, that's going to close the book on Luke Eichste. And I think we can agree that that's a pretty solid outing for him. Yep. 4 innings, 2 earned runs on 3 hits for the youngster.
Breaking ball from Armstrong, misses outside, 2-1. Luke, a very good outing. So his ERA coming into play today was at 2. Or, excuse me, it was at 18. So he sees 15 batters. That should go down. Nielsen hits this one off the end of the bat and yanks it into center field for a base hit to lead off the top of the fifth. And unlike the base hits off of Eichste, was one of the softer ones off the bats of the Goldpanners, which they really were hitting Eichste pretty hard. A lot of solid contact up, down in the order. Even the balls that they were getting out were not exactly soft. But Luke, out of the 12 outs he got, here's a bunt from Riley Roberts, third base side. Armstrong is on it, throws to first in time. Sacrifice is complete for Roberts. For the first down, advancing to second is Nielsen. So 1 gone. Eichste retired 12 batters.
Batting for the Goldpanners, number 28, Malik Jones.
Getting 5 ground ball outs and a pair of strikeouts, the others through the air. 2 of them didn't even get out of the infield. This is Malik Jones, right-handed hitting third baseman for the Goldpanners. First offering from Armstrong, misses downstairs, ball 1. Jones was originally going to be a Peninsula Oiler this year. His brother is Miles Jones. He was the 2014 Alaska Baseball League Gold Glove Award winner. The 1-0 from Armstrong inside, 2-0. Both attend Cal State Bakersfield from Palmdale, California.
And Miles playing in the Colorado Rockies organization now, yep. I believe.
After a 13th round selection by the Rockies. Here's the 2-0. Jones starts to go around but holds up, and it's a little bit low. 3-0 now to Jones. Playing third base, mostly as a substitute with Cal State Bakersfield thus last year. Hit .222. Didn't have a whole lot of time, just played 27 games. 3-0 from Armstrong, downstairs, ball 4. So Jones aboard to put runners at first and second with just 1 out. Now here's Matt Gelilich.
Batting for the Goldpanners, number 29, Matt Gelilich.
Gelilich, strikeout and a ground out in this one. The Chinooks pitching staff has induced 19 double play balls. First offering missing away. Ball 1, and Andrew Mogwitz will come out and get a quick talk with Shane Armstrong. So 19 double plays induced by Chinooks pitching, 20 of them grounded into by the Fairbanks offense. A team hitting just .226. That's third in the Alaska Baseball League, but just a percentage point above the Chinooks at .225 as a club. So Gelilich at 1-0. Left-handed hitting center fielder. Here's the 1-0 from Armstrong. Hits the outside part of the plate with a breaking ball for strike 1. Armstrong, a year ago for the Chinooks, was 1-2, a .564 ERA, worked 44 and 2/3 innings. Here he is, 1-1. Fires home. That's swung on, grounded towards the second baseman, Will Bass. He's got it, looks at second, not in time, and he goes to first base and just does get Gelilich. So both runners will advance on the ground out by the Panthers' leadoff hitter. And now J.D. Hearn, a single and a run in the first, grounded out to short in the third, and also committed a pair of errors in the field.
At the plate for the Goldpanners, number 4, Justin Hearn.
We're in a newly tied ball game. The Chinooks got a run in the bottom of the 4th inning to even this one up at 2. And Shane Armstrong in his first inning of work for the Chinooks. First offering, missing away, ball 1. Armstrong gets his 7th ball game. He has also started 2 others. A 1.50 ERA, a 1-1 win-loss record. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball hits the inside part of the plate to J.D. Hearn. Hearn, one of the latest additions for the Goldpanners. Armstrong is ready. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Armstrong fires it by him. Armstrong playing his senior year at Hillsdale this past year. He went 5-5 over 11 starts, 484 earned run average, working 61 innings. Also had 3 complete games, threw a no-hitter, or a shutout, a 4-hit shutout against the University of Findlay. There's the 1-2, missing just blown away, 2-2. But he has been a solid reliever again for the Chinooks, one of the more reliable options out of the pen for Chris Beck and Jordan Vieira.
And this season for him kind of being the victory lap in his baseball career.
Here's the 2-2, and it's going to be a breaking ball, gets by Moggy, and coming home to score is Spencer Nielsen, giving the Panners a 3-2 lead. So now it's a 3-2 ball game. Full count on J.D. Hearn. Tough one to lose the lead on right there. Here's the payoff pitch, and he hits that ball foul to the right side and out of play.
That ball was altered by the Chinook shack.
Here in the top of the 5th inning, the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks, the original team in the ABL, coming off a back-to-back top of the World Series championships. Pitch from Armstrong is downstairs for ball 4. Heading to first is Hearn for the 2nd time today. Bringing up Austin Bush. Bush hitting .261 coming into play. RBI double already today. And 1 for 2 this evening. A little bit of a light wind going out to right field. Big left-handed hitter. Armstrong fires in there, hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
Bush, of course, with the RBI double back in the top of the 1st.
Armstrong, runners at first and third, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Fires home, and it's grounded softly to the first base, off the glove of Michael Stoniger, and Will Bass gets the carry, barehand grab and throw to first. Armstrong covering is in time, saving the air, and that'll retire the side of the top of the 5th. The old 3-4-1 put out.
And Will Bass scoring a run in the 4th and then saving a run in the 5th.
Tomorrow night, the big night here at Lee Jordan Field. It's Kids Day.
And that would have been,
one girl's fight and one boy's fight.
most certainly 4-2 at that point with Staudinger letting that ball get past him. But Will Bass saves the day and saves the run. And now as we head into the bottom of the 5th, the Chinooks are going to try to strike again. The score, 3-2 in favor of the Goldpanners.
Got him out. I did nothing. It's just out. So that'll bring out Joe Wills for his 5th inning of work. Chinooks need to get something going. Trailing by a run, and they'll have Baronic, Mogg, and Stoniger pair a trio of left-handed bats. Excuse me. Lefty, righty, lefty. But some power, for sure.
Coming to the plate for your Chinooks, number 7, Cameron Baronic.
Bringing up Cameron Baronic. He'll lead this inning off. couple of hits and 2 trips to the plate today. Takes first pitch away, ball 1. Chinooks have definitely had some opportunities offensively today, and Baranek bangs the ball deep in the center, but not going to be deep enough. Gelilich is underneath of it for the out. 1 gone in the 5th.
And Baranek putting that one at the deepest part of the ballpark, basically, right there.
The Shooks had second and third with 1 out in the first inning. Did not score. Had a home run in the second from David Morton, then had first and third with 2 outs. Did not score. First pitch, Andrew Mogg hits the outside part of the plate for strike 1. And then in the 4th, RBI triple from Patrick Cromwell could not get him home. Mogg waves at the 0-1, goes down 0-2 to Walls. Joe Wills winds it up the 0-2 down and in, makes it 1-2. And Andrew Mogg grounding out and flying out his 2 times today. Here's the 1-2, and he swings and rips a single through the hole on the left side of the infield for a 1-out base hit. That'll bring up Michael Stoniger, tying a run aboard again here in the bottom of inning number 5. Chinooks have now hit in all 5 innings. 5 singles, 5 different innings. They got to find a way to string them together, which they did excellently a night ago. Grinding out 14 hits against the Glacier Pilots, the first time since June 21st that they had a double-digit hit game. Double play ball to second, and underhand flip Hearn to second for 1. The relay by Spencer Nielsen is in plenty of time, and we retire the 5th inning. We go to the 6th, 3-2, Chinooks trailing the Goldpanners. We'll be right back. Into the 6th inning we go. The Chinooks and the Goldpanners in a 3-2 battle. Shane Armstrong back on the hill for the Chinooks. Delivers first pitch strike on the outside part of the plate. Getting a glimpse into a rare feat here in between innings. And that's going to hit the outside part of the plate again from Shane Armstrong. Strike 2 against Rene Martinez. A pair of Hillsdale College pitchers getting each other warm. Lucas Hamelink catching Shane Armstrong to warm up for this 6th inning.
I love it.
1-2, the pitch misses low. 3-2, the Goldpanners on top of the Chinooks here at home. And Martinez gets under a breaking ball from Shane Armstrong, lifts it in the shallow center field. David Morton races in and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone for Brian Lees. 0 for 2 already today. hitting for the third time, went 4 of 12. The pair of RBIs in the series in Fairbanks. That was June 16th through the 18th, almost a month ago already. Hard to believe that. Seemed just like yesterday we were up there. Armstrong delivers home. Breaking ball is going to be just off the outside part of the plate.
I don't know about you, Garrett, but I'm in hard denial about how quickly this season is going.
Moving right along. Lees waves at that one from Armstrong, makes it 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Armstrong, and Lees bangs that ball up the middle on a hop. Hunter Hanks has him behind second base. The throw on the first is in plenty of time. How about that one? Great play defensively from Hunter Hanks. Of course, we had good piece of defense a couple times from Will Bass over at second base today.
For the Goldpanners, number 5, Scooter Bynum.
Bass, a dandy of a play in the third. Doing an old spinorama in the shallow right field to get a base runner. First offering to Scooter Bynum, misses down low, ball 1. And then saving an error up for Michael Stoniger to retire the 5th. Went off the glove of Stoniger, carried right to Bass as he barehand grabbed and threw onto Armstrong covering, and Armstrong might have been the silent hero in that one, just having to be in the right spot at the right time. 1-1 count. Breaking ball downstairs makes it 2-1. Armstrong trailing 2-1 to Scooter Bynum here. Bynum 0 for 2 today. That pitch down though, skips in there from Shane Armstrong. Off the glove of Andrew Maughan. 3-1 with 2 outs. So Maughan going to go out there and check with his pitcher real quick. Just a reminder, it's Kids Day here at the ballpark tomorrow night when the Chinooks host the Matsu Miners, the Matanuska Electric Association, the sponsor of that one. They're going to give away a pair of kids' bikes, so young boys will have one shot at a bike and young girls will have another shot. Comes with helmet, so just get here early, get your ticket, get in the drawing, and you can go home with a new bike, courtesy of MEA. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Armstrong. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 4. Brings up Spencer Nielsen. He singled his last time up. The leadoff single against Armstrong last inning ended up coming around and scoring on a wild pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. Armstrong in his second inning of work. You have to strike out a hitter. Luke Ikesney with the first 4 gave up a pair of runs on just 3 hits. Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss from Nielsen. The Chinooks still trailing by 6.5 games in their division against the Matsu Miners. Hard to believe the Goldpanners are closer to first place in their division than the Chinooks are in theirs. Here's the 1-1, big swing and a miss by Nielsen. The Panners are just 4 back of the Peninsula Oilers.
And they're 6 games under 500.
Anchorage Bucks looking to make a move in that division. Here's the 1-2 offering. And it's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Armstrong, his first strikeout of the night, comes against Spencer Nielsen. So the Panners turned away in the 6th. And like I was saying, the Anchorage Bucks, and they're playing the perfect team to make up some ground. They're playing the division leader, the Oilers. And it's a 2-2 ball game on Mulcahy Field right now. The Bucks curb stopping the Oilers last night, 9-0, making up a ball game in that. And they are just 2.5 behind the Oilers, looking to make up another one tonight. And really and truly, on paper, that's the team that is more talented in that division.
Yeah.
But somehow, the Chinooks swept by both the Panners and the Oilers, or sweeping the Panners and the Bucks, getting swept by the Oilers. Doesn't make much sense, but that's just
That's
you catch a
baseball.
team at the wrong time.
Exactly. And that was, but to be fair, the Chinooks played some very close ball games with the Anchorage Bucks, and where they ended up, coming out with the win. And against the Oilers, quite the opposite, playing some very, very close ball games out there in Kenai, and just couldn't grab a W in any of those 3 games. But yeah, like you said, really and truly, the Bucks are the best team in that division, and that's who I fully expect to, when it's all said and done, come out of there with the divisional crown and end up playing in the top of the World Series. But there's still a lot of baseball left to play, so you never know.
Batting for the Chinooks, number 5, Dave Martin.
That'll bring up David Morton to the plate. First offering from Joe Wills, missing downstairs, a ball 1. Morton, 1 for 2, a solo home run to right his first time to the plate, and he swings, lights that ball in the alley to right center. That'll get down for a single, so he'll lead off the inning aboard in a big spot, getting the tying run aboard to lead off an inning for the Chinooks.
And David Morton stays hot. Even though he did hit the solo home run, where Dave Morton's contributions throughout the season really are, and where they're going to be for the most part, is he's a singles hitter. And when Dave Morton gets on with nobody out, with a nice line drive single, he's doing his job.
Will Bass takes outside, ball 1 from Joe Wills, working his 6th inning, and not a bad start. 2 runs allowed, 6 base hits. Wills just the 1 strikeout, though. 1-0, Will Bass hits this one in the right field. This could get down, and reaching out, making the grab is Riley Roberts. Good running catch.
He looked like he kind of got lost there, but ended up making the grab.
Thought that was going to get down, so Hunter Hanks comes to the plate.
Batting for your Chinooks, number 12, Hunter Hanks.
Hunter Hanks today 0 for 1. A sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning that ended up getting Will Bass home. First offering, Hanks takes breaking ball, low and inside, ball 1. Hanks standing back in, a check of Morton at first. He's back there safely. Through 5 1/3. 2 runs, 1 of them earned from Joe Wills. The 1 that was earned, the solo homer from Morton, and then he has a single now. He's over at first, and Hanks hits a soft fly ball into foul ground along the first base side, and there's the first baseman, Austin Bush, and makes the catch in foul territory, 2nd out of the inning. Brings up Jacob Probst. Walked in, was stranded at 3rd. Back in the 2nd inning. Oh, what could have been in that one. 1st and 3rd, 2 down. Had Matt Ferrugno at the plate. Couldn't get out of it. Dropped a safety squeeze to get another run. Morton off on the first pitch, and that ball is going to be into center field. And first pitch was a strike, so Morton gets down on 2nd with a stolen base. He would have been there regardless of the throw. So he is there safe. 0-1, the count on Jacob Probst. The Ohio State Buckeye standing back in, hits from the right side. The pitch, that's in there again. Strike 2 on Probst. Probst leading the team in hitting at 288. Does have an RBI, does have a double. Here's the 0-2 from Wills. That's outside, makes it 1-2. Probst is a guy, if he can get a hold of one, can put the Chinooks on top Had an impressive batting practice in the 3 games in Kenai. Here's the 1-2 pitch to him. He swings, hits this wall into the air, right side, and a hook out of play and foul ground among the Goldpanners dugout. Or excuse me, their bullpen along the right field line. So Brooks will do it again at 1-2 against Joe Wills, who's had some pretty good success so far. This is the 27th batter he faces today. He went 27 batters against the Chinooks, and Fairbanks didn't fare too well. Only went 5 1/3. Gave up 9 hits. And Brooks fouls this one off at the plate. And he stays alive. The catcher Martinez didn't quite hold on to it. It was in the dirt first. So Brooks, without that counting as a strikeout.
You just got a piece of that one.
1-2, tying run in scoring position. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch, and Brooks hits it in the air, right side of things. And Bush trying to run it down. This ball's going to get down and foul ground.
Bush took his hat off.
Bush, Roberts, and J.D. Hearn were all emerging. And Bush doing that so he could look over his shoulder a little easier to see the foul ball that would have been over the right shoulder if he was able to get there in time. So 1-2, the count on Brooks still alive. Still trying to get the Chinooks tied in this game. A wind going out towards right center. Outfield playing. Brooks straight up. Wills ready the 1-2 again, and Brooks fouls it right back, staying alive. That's exactly what he's doing, fighting off pitches. Joe Wills hasn't had to use a lot of pitching. And now up to over 85 pitches. 1-2, downstairs, 2-2, and that's the plate discipline of Jacob Brooks. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming. Here's the 2-2. Brooks fouls it back again. He's fouled off 5 of them. And we'll go to the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Between the Ohio State Buckeye. And that's swung on, rolled to third base. It's a foul ball. Brooks had extra bases down the left field line, but just missing.
That was a tie ball game right there. But ball don't lie, I guess.
So Brooks will stand back in there. The 11th pitch of the at-bat coming right here. Joe Wills sets, checking Morton at second. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball misses high, full count. So Jacob Brooks, how about this? Taking Joe Wills deep. This is pitch 83 coming from Wills. He's ready, the payoff pitch, and Brooks takes it downstairs. Ball 4. How about that at-bat?
And now you have Patrick Cromwell coming to the plate, a guy who tripled his last time up against Joe Wills.
Cromwell has been on base all 3 times tonight. He's gotten to third base twice and not scored. And here we're going to have a visit to the mound from Goldpanners pitching coach Chris Smith. And what could be time to get that reliever going, and he's ready, and they're going to call him on. So the day is over for Joe Wills with runners at first and second base. We'll be right back here on Chinooks Radio. We'll have the new pitcher for you when we come back. Lauren Stewart on to pitch for the Alaska Goldpanners. Lauren Stewart,
For your Chinooks, number 8, Patrick Cromwell.
a 6'3" left-hander at a Santa Ana college, so he will face off against his Don's teammate Patrick Cromwell in a big situation in the bottom of inning number 6. The Chinooks trailing by a run in the bottom of inning number 6. 2 outs. Patrick Cromwell, runners at first and second. Stewart, the left-hander, is ready. Fires home. First offering, swing and a miss. Got the changeup for Cromwell to swing right through. 15 appearances for Stewart in the 2015 spring, was 0-1, a 3.72 ERA. Teammates with Cromwell and Baranek at Santa Ana. Has a 1-0 win-loss record so far this year. That's going to bounce in the dirt, get away from the catcher. Martinez moving up to second, and third is Morton and Brobst on the wild pitch. How about this? Now a base hit would put the Fish on top. Just the second pitch of the game from Stewart changes the situation completely. Outfield playing, Cromwell pretty much straight up. He swings, hits this one up the middle to the shortstop, Spencer Nielsen. He's got it. The throw to first is just in time to retire the side. So Stewart gets out of the jam. And the Chinooks turned away in the 6th inning yet again. We go to the 7th. A 3-2 ball game. Goldpanners on top of this one. We'll be right back.
Back here for the top of the 7th inning, Andrew Alex Garrett Mansfield. From Lee Jordan Field, the Chinooks trailing 3-2. And back out on the mound, Shane Armstrong. Trying to keep the Fish in this one. And he's going to face off against Riley Roberts. Roberts takes the first pitch foul out of play down the left field line, so the count 0-1. Roberts on the day, 0 for 2, a pair of groundouts, 1 to short, 1 back to the mound. Armstrong fires, and that's ripped into center field. Coming under is Dave Morton, makes the grab for the first out of the inning.
At the plate for the Goldpanners, number 28, Malik Jones.
So now Malik Jones to the plate. Jones, 0 for 1 on the day, takes a strike in there. First pitch from Shane Armstrong. 3-2 Goldpanners is the score. The 0-1. And Armstrong fires in there for a called strike 2, so ahead in the count on Malik Jones. Jones a fly out and a walk so far. The 0-2. And that's pop foul out of play over the Goldpanner dugout, so Malik Jones staying alive in this at-bat. Foul balls here brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Investments. The 0-2. And that's ripped into center field, a base hit. So Malik Jones is aboard here in the top of the 7th inning, trying to extend the Goldpanner lead. So 1 on, 1 out.
At the plate,
for the leadoff hitter, Matt Gelilich.
Gelilich.
Gelilich 0 for 3 on the day. He struck out and grounded out to second twice. Armstrong looks to Malik Jones at first, fires, delivers. The curveball just misses. So the count 1-0. Dave Morton adjusting out in center field, now shifting more towards the right field side. The pitch to Gelilich, and that misses low ball too. So the count 2-0 to Matt Gelilich of Pepperdine. Gelilich came into this game batting .207. Armstrong's pickoff attempt, not in time. So 2-0 the count. One down here in the top of the 7th inning. Armstrong, the 2-0. And he fires that one low and inside, ball 3. So now Armstrong behind in this count 3-0. The 3-0. And Shane Armstrong walks Matt Gelilich on 4 pitches.
Coming to the plate for the Goldpanners.
And now J.D. Hearn to the plate. Hearn walk, ground out, single. He scored the first run of this ball game for the Goldpanners. Runners at first and second, 1 out. And Hearn lays down the bunt. Shane Armstrong grabbing it. The throw to first will be not in time. J.D. Hearn on with a bunt single. Now the bases are loaded with 1 out for the big hitter, Austin Bush. Austin Bush's first time up, an RBI double. Since then, grounded out into a 6-3, and then, of course, the 6-4-3 double play back in the 5th inning. Armstrong's trying to get out of this inning. The first pitch, and Bush back deep at the wall. Kamperonic makes the grab, but tagging up is Malik Jones, and he's going to come in to score. So the score 4-2 Goldpanners now. Runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Rene Martinez to the plate. First pitch upstairs, a curveball. So the count 1-0. The runners take their lead. The pitch. And that's in the zone, a called strike. So the count even 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Shane Armstrong trying to prevent any further damage from the Goldpanners. Trying to give the Fish the chance to win in this game. The pitch, and that's looped into right field. Coming around third to score will be Matt Gelilich. So now the score 5-2 Goldpanners. And the situation getting kind of out of control. Not necessarily, of course. The Chinooks put up a 4 spot in the 8th inning last time they played, the boys from Fairbanks. But now Brian Lee's to the plate, so an RBI single for Rene Martinez. First pitch from Shane Armstrong in the zone, a called strike. The 0-1. And that's popped up into center field. Will Bass makes the grab for the third out of the inning. So the Goldpanners tack on 2 in the top of the 7th. And they lead this game 5-2. And now we're going to check the around the league scoreboard. See what else is going on in the Alaska Baseball League. At Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, the Matsu Miners lead 3-2. And in the top of the 8th at Mulcahy, it is 2-all between the Peninsula Oilers and the Anchorage Bucks. So we're going to step off. It's stretch time. But the Chinooks trailing 5-2, coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Matt Ferrudo to lead things off here for the Chinooks. They are trailing 5-2 tonight against the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks.
Batting for the Chinooks, number 9, Matt Ferrudo.
Ferrudo 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch, and that one bounces in the dirt. They count 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch, and that's going to be up and away. So they count 2-0. And Stewart puts the breaking ball low, so now Matt Ferrudo ahead in the count 3-0. And the Chinooks looking for a blow-up inning here with Ferrudo, Baronic, Mogg. The 3-0. And that one finds the zone, so 3 balls, 1 strike. Ferrudo was taking all the way there. And that one's upstairs, ball 4. So the Chinooks have the leadoff man aboard.
This is really what they need with a runner on with, really the heart of the order coming up with Baronic, Mogg, and Stoniger now due. And Ferrudo doing exactly what he needed to get aboard. And base runners is exactly what you want at this portion of the ball game, especially down by 3 with only 3 more chances to hit.
First pitch to Cam Baronic is upstairs, ball 1. Some action in the Goldpanner bullpen, as well as the Chinooks bullpen. The Chinooks bullpen looks like Travis Stone.
Yep. Looks like all indications Armstrong is done for the day.
The 1-0. And Baronic takes that one in the zone, so the count evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike. With a runner on first here in the bottom of the 7th inning, nobody out. The Chinooks trail 5-2 to the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. The 1-1 pitch. And takes that one in the zone, strike 2. So Baronic quickly falling behind in the count. And Lawrence Stewart allowed 4 earned runs over just 1 1/3 against the Oilers. But he threw 2 hitless innings against the Pilots his last outing. So what Lawrence Stewart are we going to see tonight? And that one breaks into the dirt. So the count goes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cam Baranek. Baranek with a pair of singles today. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cam Baranek goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And now Andrew Mogg to the plate. Lefty-righty. A favorable matchup for the Phenom.
Number 10, Andrew Mogg.
Mogg on the day. 1 for 3. Ground out, fly out, single. Simmons sets, delivers. In the dirt and going is Matt Ferrudo, and he's going to advance to second on that one. So Matt Ferrudo taking advantage of the lack of control by Lawrence Stewart here.
Now a big runner in scoring position. They have to realize they don't have to get 3 right now. Just chip away. They need at least 1, I would say, out of this one.
The count 1-0. The pitch. And he takes that one on the inside. Ball 2.
They can find a way to get at least 1 and just keep chipping away. That'll make the following innings that much easier.
2-0 the count. The pitch. And that one comes on inside, ball 3.
Now Mogg, the approach here for Moggy is, make a box, your pitch and yours alone, and you better hit it a long way if you are swinging 3-0 with this kind of hitter.
So Stewart, only batters retired today, his 2 Santa Ana College teammates Patrick Cromwell and Cam Baranek. And Mogg takes that one on the inside, ball 4, and now the Fish have runners at first and second with 1 out. And the batter's going to be Michael Staudinger.
Still got to find a way to capitalize.
Coming to the plate for the Chinooks, number 24.
Stewart is just an out away, potentially, from getting out of this inning. But Staudinger had to find a way to get it done. The right field line, by the way, big gap.
First pitch to Staudinger. And that one's in the dirt. Ball 1. Lawrence Stewart can't seem to find the strike zone. Staudinger at the plate, Dave Morton on deck. Mike 0 for 3 on the day. He grounded into a double play his last time up.
Yep, yet to get back in that groove that he did against Goldpanners pitching. The last time we saw this team 3 times in Fairbanks.
The count is 2-0. The pitch, and that one misses wide.
And he's nowhere close right now.
Yeah, there's something up.
He might not get out of this inning. Walking Ferrudo, walking Mogg, 3-0 here with Staudinger. Really, because he's had a plan going up against Cromwell and Baranek. He's got a scouting report basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Logged away in the cranial cabinet that he has. Now he's 3-0 Stodds.
So Stodds ahead in the count, 3-0 on Lawrence Stewart. The 3-0 pitch. Stodds going to take all the way there for a called strike.
Just a get me across pitch right there for 3-1. And Staudinger still got to be looking for something perfect here in another hitter's count.
3-1 coming from Lawrence Stewart. He delivers. And that one way outside. So the bases are loaded with 1 out. And the batter is going to be a guy who's had a pretty successful day so far in David Morton.
Got a tying run already aboard. with Stodiger, and now Morton, even though it's lefty-lefty here,
Break for your Chinooks, number 5.
find a way to
Morton.
be smart, be a hitter. Chris Smith going to visit his pitcher, Lawrence Stewart, here real quick.
Hey, yep, out to the mound. Chris Smith, so Dave Morton's going to step out of the box, and we'll see if they make the call the bullpen, and they do.
He'll take it.
So we're going to step off for just a second. 5-2, Goldpanners, but the tying run is on first base with 1 out and Dave Morton to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chinooks Radio.
Responsible for all of them.
So Dave Morton to the plate. The tying run is at first base. The night not necessarily over for Lawrence Stewart. In terms of the line, all runs that could be scored here on the bases would be earned runs for Stewart. Dave Morton, the first pitch. And Morton takes upstairs, ball 1. Morton on the day. A solo shot back in the 2nd. And a single back in the 6th. 2 for 3. He now leads the Chinooks in batting average. The 1-0. And Morton takes that one upstairs, ball 2. So now with the bases loaded, David Morton getting ahead in this count. And the Chinooks need to chip away here. Don't necessarily have to get all 3, though that would be preferred. The 2-0. And Morton takes upstairs, ball 3. So now Dave Morton, you got to assume, is going to be taking all the way here. 1 out, the bases loaded. 5-2 in favor of the Alaska Goldpanners. Sets, delivers the pitch, and that one finds the strike zone just to get me a cross pitch. So 3-1 the count. Dave Morton at the plate. The pitch, and that's outside, ball 4, and Dave Morton trots to first. Coming around third will be Matt Ferruto to score, and the Chinooks are on the board again. The score is now 5-3. The bases are still loaded. Dave Morton draws the walk, his second RBI of the day. And now Will Bass to the plate with the bases loaded. 5-3 is the score. Andrew Mogg at third, Michael Staudinger at second, and Dave Morton at first. The pitch to Bass. in there for a called strike.
Will Bass a lot of room in the right center gap and down the right field line. If he pulls one, this is a 6-5 game.
0-1. And Bass fouls that one right back at us, the press box. So the count now 0-2 on Will Bass. The bases are loaded. 5-3 Goldpanners is the score. The 0-2 to Will Bass. And Bass grounds that one to the first baseman, Bush. He's going to go to second, but that skips past the second baseman. Andrew Mogg comes in to score, and now coming in is Michael Staudinger. No play at the plate, and this game is tied. What could have been a routine ground ball, perhaps a double play ball, another error by the Alaska Goldpanners causes this game to be tied. And Garrett, this looks like the Chinooks at the peak of their losing streak, what was plaguing them, but now the ball's in their favor.
Yeah, very easily is. And, I mean, the throwing error ties the game. And third error of the day for the Panners. Bush, just the low throw. And, you know, I think you give credit to Dave Morton there, not really making it an easy tag, right into the feet.
And that ball gets past the catcher on the outside.
Batting for the Chinooks, number 12, Hunter Hanks.
So all 3 runs there will be charged to Lawrence Stewart. So his final line, 3 earned runs, just 2/3 of an inning. Hunter Hanks at bat, the count 1-0. Pendergrass delivers, and that nips the inside corner of the zone, so the count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. Hanks on the day, 0 for 3. Runners at first and second. 1 out here for Hunter Hanks. The pitch. And that one bounces in the dirt, so that's going to be 2-1. We are all tied up at 5 between the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks and the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Talk about 2 long-named teams. 2-1 the count. Pendergrass looks to Dave Morton at second. Delivers the 2-1, and that's going to be on the outside, ball 3. And some action in the bullpen for the Goldpanners. A hitter's count for Hunter Hanks. And let's see if he can come through for the Fish here. Pendergrass, the 3-1. And Hunter Hanks fouls that one down the line towards Chris Beckett, the Chinooks dugout. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second for the shortstop from Lipscomb, a team that beat Vanderbilt in the regular season. 3-2 the count. And Morton goes, and that one's fouled.
Just 1 run is going to be earned against Lawrence Stewart. That'll be Matt Ferrudo. The other 2, Mog and Snottinger, coming home on the air.
Yeah.
So they will be unearned. Charged to Stewart. And now the runners aboard with Morton and Bass are both responsible by Pendergrass.
3-2. The pitch. And Hunter Hanks pops that one into center field. A base hit coming around third to score is Dave Morton, but Jordan Vieira puts the stop sign up at the last second. So now the bases are loaded for Jacob Brobes. A base hit for Hunter Hanks. Dave Morton stands at third. Will Bass at second. Hunter Hanks at first. The first pitch to Brobes. Misses on the outside corner, ball 1. A 3-run 7th inning. Not over yet for the Fish. 1 out, bases loaded. And Brobes takes on the outside, ball 2. And this, getting a couple here now, super important for the Fish going forward. The 2-0 pitch. And Brobst lines that one into right field. Will it drop? Yes, it does. Coming around third to score is Dave Morton. Coming around third is Will Bass. An RBI single from Jacob Brobst, and the Fish lead 7-2 or 7-5 in this ball game. Some seventh inning magic from the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, and Patrick Cromwell to the plate. And the Goldpanner bullpen just cannot sustain here. Jacob Brobst gives the Chinooks the lead in this one, and how key was that?
While the Goldpanners at the third, while reminding that the Chinook Shack is offering great discounts on hamburgers and hot dogs right now. Great discounts at the Chinook Shack.
So Patrick Cromwell to the plate, runners at first and second, 1 out. The Chinooks lead 7-5 in this ball game. And out comes the manager. And that might be him pulling the plug on Pendergrass. Not a very impressive showing, and yes, he will. So we're going to step off for just a second. Runners at first and second, 7-5 Chinooks. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. Runners at first and second, 1 out, a pitching change for the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. First pitch in the dirt. The count 1-0. Patrick Cromwell, the batter. Cromwell on the day. A triple his first time up. He has a walk and also reached on an error. The count is 1-0 to the California kid, Patrick Cromwell. The pitch. And that one finds the zone, evens the count out, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Chinooks putting up a 5 spot already here in the 7th inning. The 1-1. And that misses outside, brings the count to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. 7-5 Chinooks.
Because that's the only other left-hander other than Fernandez. That's
Not Fernandez pitching. The pitch, and Cromwell fouls that one back into the screen. We're going to say it's Nick Jansen from Kalamazoo College. A recent addition, a high school friend of Lucas Hamelink. But we can't guarantee that. He's wearing number 38. The Goldpanners have no number 38 on their roster. God, I love Fairbanks. 2-2 the count with 1 out. Probably Jansen delivers. A curveball in the dirt. Runners are going to advance. And everyone's safe. So now Hunter Hanks at third base. Jacob Brooks at second. A full count on Patrick Cromwell. And a deep fly ball from Cromwell will add one more. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position. The Chinooks not done yet here in the 7th inning. Probably Jansen delivers. And that's strike 3 in the zone. Patrick Cromwell goes down looking for the 2nd out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Matt Ferrudo, who started things off in this inning with a walk. Yes, the Fish have batted around.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 9, Matt Ferrudo.
Ferrudo out of UAB. He's still hitless on the day, playing the designated hitter role for the Fish this evening. First pitch to Ferrudo, and that misses on the outside, ball 1.
This actually gives Shane the winning decision right now.
And Shane Armstrong actually has the winning decision right now. Pitcher of record. If this game were to stand. Or if the lead holds is what I should say there. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs for Matt Ferrudo. Hunter Hanks at third. Jacob Brooks at second. The Fish winning 7-5, trying to extend their lead. A magical bottom of the 7th. And that one misses, and now they count 3-0. And you got to figure Ferrudo will take all the way here. Probably the most patient of all the Chinook hitters. The new pitcher, who may or may not be Nick Jansen. The pitch, and that's on the outside, ball 4, and that wasn't even close. And this guy can't seem to find the zone, and nobody going in the Chinook bullpen. Let's see if Cam Baranek can add one more. Sun's out, guns out.
Number 7, Cameron Baranek.
Baranek leads the Fish in runs scored this year. On deck is Andrew Mogg. And Baranek grounds that one to the third baseman, and it hits off his glove. Coming around third to score is Hunter Hanks. And coming around third to score also is Jacob Brooks. So an error at second base scores 2 more for the Fish. And now they lead 9-5. A 7-run 7th inning for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. An error on a routine ground ball. The first baseman, Austin Bush, just pops off his glove. And now the Chinooks winning 9-5 in this ball game. And Andrew Mogg, the batter.
Batting for your Chinooks, number 10, Andrew Mogg.
Moggy. Already has scored in this inning. Matt Ferrudo, who stands at third, has already scored this inning. The first pitch to Andrew Mogg, and that bounces in the dirt, ball 1. What an inning for the Chinooks. A 7 spot. And it's not over yet. 2 runners in scoring position still for Andrew Mogg. The 1-0 to Mogg, and that's on the outside, ball 2. The count 2-0. The pitch. And that one finds the zone. The count 2 balls, 1 strike to the Filipino phenom, Andrew Mogg. Two balls, 1 strike at the pitch. And Mogg rips that one into right field. Coming around to score is Matt Ferrudo. Also coming in is Cam Baronic, and the Fish add 2 more. Now a 9-run 7th inning, and they lead 11-5. When will the bleeding stop for the Alaska Goldpanners? A 2 RBI single for Andrew Mogg, and the Fish lead this ball game 11-5. The Filipino phenom from Virginia Tech.
Batting for your Chinooks, number 24, Michael Staudinger.
So now coming up to bat for the second time this inning is Michael Staudinger. First pitch to Staudinger, and Staudinger hits it back deep. And that's hitting the wall. Coming around second, going to third is Andrew Mogg, and he's going to be held up by Jordan Vieira at third. That hit off the right field wall. Right off the Northwest Carpet Company sign. A double for Michael Staudinger. And now Dave Morton to the plate. Morton today has reached base 3 times. A home run in the second. He singled in the 6th, and he's already walked in the 7th inning. And he'll have the opportunity to increase the old batting average with runners at second and third. Everyone getting a taste of the action for the Chinooks tonight. First pitch to Morton. And he takes in the zone a called strike. A 9-run bottom of the 7th so far. Still 2 runners in scoring position for David Morton. The 0-1. And Morton pops that one up sky high, and the bleeding might stop here for the Goldpanners, but no guarantees. And under to make the grab is the second baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Chinooks put up 9 runs. How awesome is that? So after 7 innings of play, the Chinooks, who keep in mind trailed a half inning ago, 5-3, are now in the lead, 11-5. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. Travis Stone, the new pitcher for the Chinooks tonight, as they lead 11-5 here, top of the 8th inning. The batter, Scooter Bynum. First pitch to Bynum. And Stone lays it in there, a called strike. Bynum on the day, 0 for 2. Strikeout, fly out. And Stone pounds the zone as Bynum fouls that one off towards the Chinooks bullpen. So the count 1-2 strikes on Scooter Bynum. But what an inning for the Fish. Truly amazing. A 9-run spot in the bottom of the 7th. against the defending champions of the world, the top of the world. I'm sure they would have lost to the San Francisco Giants had they played them last year, but the count 0-2 on Scooter Bynum the pitch, and that's going to just miss on the outside, so that brings the count to 2-2.
Or the worst team in cable. Preaching.
Preach to the choir, baby. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stone sets, and that's on the inside. So the count now 2-2, says the scoreboard. And says the umpire. So the count 2-2. I apologize. The pitch, and that's fouled back over the screen.
Foul ball sponsored by the Chinook check.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 11-5 Chinooks. And what is now cloudier night at Lee Jordan Field in beautiful Chugiak, Alaska. The pitch from Stone, and that's going to be grounded to the second baseman, Will Bass. Bass turns, throws to Michael Staldinger at first, makes the grab. A 4-3 ground out to start this one off for Travis Stone. And now he's going to face Spencer Nielsen.
Batting for the Goldpanners, number 8, Spencer Nielsen.
The tides have turned here in Chugiak. Also want to throw a little congratulations out to Dave Morton. He's now second in the Alaskan Baseball League in home runs. And Nielsen grabs that one to Hunter Hanks. Hanks throw to Staldinger at first in time. So 2 up, 2 down for Travis Stone, the submarine-style pitcher. Started his career at Stephen F. Austin. He'll be at Weatherford next year. Eventually hopes to end up at another D1 in Texas.
Number 12, Riley Roberts.
The radar kind of setting towards the Horned Frogs of Texas Christian. Maybe as a possibility. A lifelong TCU fan. His father attended TCU, if I am correct on that one. And Stone puts that in there for a called strike 1 against Riley Roberts. 6-3, 4-3. The 0-1. And Stone pounding the zone, a called strike 2 from Riley Roberts out of Fullerton College. Roberts over 3 on the day. Oh, and 2, the pitch. And that just misses on the inside. So the count 1-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. The 1-2, and that's fouled, just fouled back. Ball rolls towards me and Garrett in the backstop. And here comes Ty Beck to grab it. Ty Beck, the fastest thing on 2 feet. Only Usain Bolt could be faster. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. The pitch. Yeah, an ostrich maybe. Good call, Garrett. 2-2. Now as that ball misses on the lower inside corner.
I'd still bet on Ty if it was between him and an ostrich.
The 2-2 pitch. And that's grounded to the second baseman, Will Bass, and it's going to go right up off his glove and over his head into right field. So an error on Will Bass has a man aboard for Malik Jones. 1 on, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning.
Malik Jones.
The Chinooks lead 11-5. They have 11 runs on 10 hits. And a team that actually was having huge runners in scoring position issues going into the 7th inning, but all's well that ends in a 9-run inning. 1-0 the count on Malik Jones. Jones fouls that one back. Evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm trying to get my head in one place. Dave Morton homers. We have a 9-run 7th inning. And Jones lines that one to Will Bass. The throw to first in time to retire the side. So we are in the middle of the 8th, and we're going to step off for just 1 second because I need to breathe. There was a 9-run inning pretty recently. 11-5 Chinooks. We'll be right back. You're listening to Chinooks Radio. Back here for the bottom of the 8th. Andrew, Alex, Garrett, Mansfield here to lead Jordan Field. The Chinooks lead 11-5. Big shout out to all the fans sticking with us through this one, supporting the boys out here. We love you. I love you. Garrett loves you. The entire Chinooks organization loves you. And thank you for tuning in tonight. And now leading things off for the Chinooks here in the bottom of the 8th will be Will Bass. First pitch to Will Bass. Up and away. It's going to be ball 1. The count 1-0. And big swing and a miss there from Bass. Evens the count up 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, Will Bass here, just one of 2 players tonight without to record a hit for the Chinooks. All 9 players in the lineup did yesterday.
And Bass takes that one on the outside.
It's all Will Bass and then Matt Ferruto. And actually, all but 1 player has scored a run, and that's Patrick Cromwell. Top of the order. Hard to believe.
And Bass fouls that one right back in my face. As per usual, I'm scared for my life when that happens. I love the BB on the back of Tyvek's hat. Or helmet, I should say. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. And Bass takes that one low and inside. So the count 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here. 11-5 Chinooks here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Fish trying to get back to 500 here tonight. And Bass pops that one up into foul ground.
And that foul ball sponsored by the Chinook check.
Bass scored a couple runs tonight as well.
Well, he's walked, I believe, and got on an error as well.
With an error twice.
An error twice.
2 times.
So has he walked? No.
No walks.
And Bass rips that one into right field, but it's just going to hook foul at the last second. So Bass staying alive in this at bat, but that was a stand-up triple for Will Bass, given his speed if that lands, but no cigar.
Hopefully he brought his divot tool because he had a lot of topspin. They had pretty hard, kicked up some dirt on near the Goldpanners bullpen out there in right field.
3-2. The pitch. And that one bounces in the dirt, and Bass is going to take his base. So just as we say no walks, Will Bass grabs a base on balls. And that's going to bring up Hunter Hanks. Hanks batting for the 3rd consecutive inning. Grabbed a single his last time up. Ended up coming around to score, I believe. Twitter is an interesting website, folks. The count 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. And Hunter Hanks puts that one back deep. Tracking back is the center fielder, and he makes the grab. So 1 out here. Bottom of the 1st inning. Or no, what am I saying? 1 out here, bottom of the 8th inning. You know, you score so many runs in one game and you start to get delusional. Also, I'm kind of focused on multiple things here. So now Jacob Brobst to the plate. Brobst. Big RBI single his last time up. First pitch. And that rolls down. The count 1-0 here with 1 out. Will Bass, the man at first. The Fish lead 11-5. (1-0). And that's in there for a called strike. Brobst takes there all the way. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at first. The Fish lead 11-5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Brobst takes low there, so the count 2-1. We've been in this one for about 2.5 hours. The pitch. And that one's ripped into center field. Chasing is the center fielder, and he's not going to get there. So another base hit for Jacob Brost. And he lost his title during today's game as the Chinooks batting average leader. Well, he's quickly grabbed that back with 2 consecutive base hits.
Stepping up to the plate for the Chinooks, number 8, Patrick Cromwell.
So now the Chinooks, the Nooks, with the runners at first and second. 1 out. Just type like dash booth or something like that. Just like say it's from the broadcast booth. We got some haters on Twitter. Garrett's trying to deal with them accordingly. A little bit distracted here. An 11-5 game allows you to do that. Patrick Cromwell takes on the inside. So the count 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. The Chinooks lead 11-5. The pitch. And Cromwell puts that one foul over the Chinook bullpen. Hashtag Nook Nation. Hashtag Fish On. Hashtag I hate the Philadelphia Phillies. I just try to make Garrett laugh. Sorry for you, those of you that don't really know what's going on right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Cromwell takes a curveball in the dirt. Someone just tweeted at us that they don't like the Nooks nickname. He's a Phillies fan. Of all things, he's a Phillies fan. I hate the Phillies. 2-2. 1 out. The pitch. Cromwell puts that one foul.
And that foul ball sponsored by the Chinook check.
Cromwell staying alive in this at-bat. The Fish. The Nooks. Trying to tack on a couple more runs to their bottom line. 11 runs on 11 hits. 4 errors committed.
Just gonna let this one go. I mean, every single team has a secondary nickname that they go by.
The Panners.
The Indians go by Tribe. The San Francisco Giants go by the G-Men. The Philadelphia Phillies go by the Phils sometimes.
The New York Metropolitans go by the Mets, and that one's stuck. And Cromwell fouls another ball off, so the count full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
One of the more popular ones were New York Knickerbockers. Go by the Knicks.
That one definitely became popular enough to overtake the original nickname. The 3-2 pitch. And that's on the inside. Ball 4, so the base is loaded with 1 out. Talk about a familiar situation here tonight. And Matt Ferrudo is going to be the batter. Ferrudo, one of 2 Chinooks without a hit so far tonight, himself and Will Bass.
At the plate for Chinooks, number 9, Matt Ferrudo.
Doesn't even follow us.
351 followers. If I have more followers than you, probably not that good of a tweeter. 18,000 tweets. I don't mean to be hateful, though. I'm sure he's a good guy.
Probably a professional troll.
That one's in there for a ball 1. The count 1-0 with 1 out here. Probably a Goldpanners fan that's mad. This team's losing 11-5. The 1-0 pitch. And that one's popped up sky high into foul ground. Chasing back is the catcher, Brian Lees, and he makes the grab right in front of my face. Hi, Brian Lees.
Hey.
So now 2 down. Oh, check that. Martinez, actually, catching this afternoon. So is Lees D hit?
For the Chinooks, number 7, Cameron Moronic.
So now Cam Baronic to the plate. Boronik. Out of Santa Ana College. Sun's out, guns out, but it's extremely cloudy. And Boronik takes on the outside. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. Chinooks with a 6-run lead in this ball game. 1-0 the count. The pitch. And that one in there for a called strike. So the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Fish will be back at it again tomorrow with the Matsu Miners. Connor Menez on the hill. And Boronik pops that one up infield. Under it to make the grab is the shortstop, and that's going to retire the Fish in the bottom of the 8th. But the Fish 3 outs away from getting back to 500, grabbing their 12th win of the season. So we are going to step off for a second, 11-5 in favor of the Chinooks right now. Don't go anywhere. We're going to close this one out. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. Travis Stone out here for the bottom of the 9th, and he's going to start things off with Matt Gelich. First pitch in there for a called strike. Retweet it at him. We're still figuring out this Twitter thing.
Yeah. If I can't figure it out.
And Stone puts it in there for a called strike, too.
If I can't figure it out, it's Jesus' way of telling me to keep my mouth shut.
Good point. 0-2 the count. Stone, the pitch, and he just misses on the outside there. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Travis Stone, the Texas native. 1-2, and that one's popped up into foul ground, so staying alive in this at-bat is Pepperdine's Matt Gelich. And that one's fouled off again. Travis Stone with a fresh haircut today. I think it looks good. See if he can grab himself what would in no way be a save, hopefully.
Nope.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The count is Stone missed on the outside on that pitch. 2-2 the count, the pitch. And he missed on the outside again there. So the count full against Matt Gelich. The pitch from Stone. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Travis Stone got him swinging for the first out of the top of the 9th. And now to the plate. J.D. Hearn.
Batting for the Goldpanners, number 4, Justin Hearn.
Stone looks to the catcher, Mogg. First pitch, low. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. Travis misses on the lower outside corner again, so the count 2-0 now. And Hearn fouls that one down the first base line, so the count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The Fish trying to get back to 500 here tonight. The pitch. And that's low, ball 3. So a hitter's count here for J.D. Hearn. The Fish trying to pick up their 4th win of the season against the defending champion Goldpanners. And ball 4. I don't think J.D. Hearn even knew that was ball 4. Kind of looked to the umpire like, so, you're going to call a strike? But a runner at first with 1 out here. And the batter is Austin Bush. First pitch to Austin Bush is low. Ball 1. Travis Stone working with a 6-run cushion here as the tying run is on the bench drinking a glass of water. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Fish lead 11-5 here. Austin Bush grabbed an RBI early in the game for the Chinooks. Swing and a miss there from Austin Bush, so the count 1-2. And what an evening for the Fish. And for games that are not as much of a blowout, it's the top of the 11th at Mulcahy. The Anchorage Bucks and the Peninsula Oilers all tied up at 3, but Austin Bush puts that back at the wall looking, and that is going to hit the wall coming around third. And there's going to be a play at the plate. Mogg will not be able to tag him as he has to take a step up for that throw. So tack 1 more on the board for the Peninsula Oilers, the 2nd RBI double of the day for Austin Bush. And the Chinooks lead now by 5 runs, 11-6 the score.
Batting for the Goldpanners, number 14, Rene Martinez.
Now Rene Martinez to the plate. Austin Bush getting the old batting avo up. The stats. Trying to see if his Goldpanners can pull off the miracle. And you know, if the bleeding had stopped at a reasonable point, like 7 runs, then maybe that's going to make things a little bit scarier than they are now. But Travis Stone still has a lot of breathing room here. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Pitch. And that's on the inside. And I actually thought that ball was gone off the bat from Austin Bush.
Very close. He's definitely got the pop to do it. Dave Morton probably thought it was as well.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to clear the fence. Maybe hit the scoreboard. Pitch. And now Travis Stone falling behind in the count 3-0. And he'll lay one over the plate. The Fish 2 outs away from grabbing a win here, but nothing yet. So now the count 3-1 to Rene Martinez. A guy who's actually had a pretty successful day. You know, normally in the Alaska Baseball League, 6 runs, you're pretty much guaranteed to win, but the Goldpanners here tonight, 6 runs, and they still need 5 more. And they only are 2 outs away from being sent back to their bus. A full count for Travis Stone, the pitch. And that's fouled down the third base line. So staying alive in this at-bat is Rene Martinez. And he walks him. Ball 4 there. So now Rene Martinez at second. Brian Lee's at first. And Scooter Bynum to the plate. Bynum, 0 for 3 on the day. He grabbed himself a walk. And Jordan Vieira coming to the mound.
And while the Chinooks confer, we threw a strike there.
And nobody in the bullpen really for the Fish.
You've got 867-733. 867-733. You're on your way to Jalapenos. 867-733.
And Jordan Vieira conferring with Travis Stone. We're not exactly sure what's going on.
Nobody's throwing.
Nobody's throwing in the
warmed
bullpen,
so.
yeah.
He might even sing us a song if you asked nicely.
So now Brian Lee is to the plate. Austin Bush at second. Rene Martinez at first. Brian Lee's out of the University of Akron. Akron, a town in northwest Ohio.
Northeast.
Northeast Ohio. Produced a kind of famous guy.
The armpit of Cleveland.
A famous guy named LeBron James one time.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, that puts a bad connotation on Akron. It's a very, very nice town.
I mean, if you call anything the armpit of Cleveland, it's going to sound bad.
Really, there's a lot of pockets in Cleveland that it's on its own.
And that one's grounded back to Travis Stone. He's going to go to second for one, the throw to first in time. And that's all she wrote here tonight. The final score, Chinooks 11, Goldpanners 6. And what an evening. And what an inning. In the bottom of the 7th for the Fish, they scored 9 runs. And Garrett, almost so much to say that you can't say anything at all, but what are your final thoughts?
Oh, for me, I mean, really and truly, I mean, it came up, not really. Okay, the offense played pretty well. 11 base hits, they scored 11 runs, but, they capitalized on the opportunities that were presented to them. They didn't necessarily, they outpitched, even though they gave up 6 runs, which is, something they don't do very often. But, a game that really, did the offense perform? Yes. Both offenses played very well. This came down to limiting the damage, and that's one thing the Goldpanners bullpen could not do. They could not lock anything down.
All right, so our Chinooks Radio player of the game. Let's see the box score.
I think you can go Dave Morton today.
Yeah, Dave Morton hit a bomb. So I can unguilty go with my good friend Dave Morton on this one, my roommate, and he hit a dinger, and who would have thought about that? And then
another 3-hit night, back-to-back days with 3 hits from the Cincinnati Steamer himself.
The Cincinnati Steamer, wow. Look at you, Garrett. All right, so the final score here tonight, Chinooks 11, Goldpanners 6. We'll be right back here tomorrow, same time. Matt Stu Miners, a little bit more of a challenge, but the Fish will be ready to take it on. Connor Menez on the hill. You don't want to miss it. So I am Andrew Alex. He is Garrett Mansfield. Thank you for tuning in tonight, dealing with all of our stupid conversation about Twitter, even at the end. Fish win. Have a good night.